This is an update for friends and supporters and just general public that are following the case of Pastor Torben Sondergaard. Last Friday, Torben's attorneys filed a notice of appeal with the appellate court. He will have a couple of months to actually prepare the appeal, the document itself. The appeal is not going to re-argue the facts or the evidence that demonstrate that he was persecuted in Denmark. What it will do is analyze and evaluate the flaws in the way that the first judge handled Torben's asylum proceedings. The actual appeal, which is, a lengthy brief, could take several months to prepare. Just to reiterate, Torben is not being deported anytime soon. There are numerous legal remedies that he still has available to him. It could easily be a year before there's a final ruling or decision in the immigration process. We've noticed a disproportionate amount of effort arguing this sort of false claim that Torben lied on his asylum case or was never persecuted in Denmark. This is a bias, and it's really the product of one simple thing. Torben's adversaries want him sent back to Denmark. Torben's adversaries want him physically back in Denmark so they can resume the campaign to have him imprisoned. That's the truth behind this entire narrative claiming that he was never persecuted. It's that simple. They want him back in Denmark where they're going to have more control and they can kind of pick up where they left off. Torben's not going back to Denmark. In fact, it's more likely that he'll be released soon here in the US while he awaits for the appeals process to play out. Some friends of Torben have started to produce a mini documentary series, and the focus is to really tell the truth and present sort of the totality of the timeline, the activities of Torben's ministry, but also to highlight and expose some of the things that have been taken out of context intentionally and some of just the lies that have been sort of spun about Torben and his ministry. There was an episode that was published last week, and it took some time to really address the issue of these allegations that Torben was unethically or wrongfully or mishandling finances. We've actually seen quite a bit of rumors and lies spread online about this topic, specifically claiming that Torben was evading taxes here in the United States or was somehow, misusing the 501c3 that he is on the board of. Torben came to the United States in 2019. He hired a very reputable tax firm. That tax firm represents some of the most recognized and respected Christian ministries internationally. That firm formed the Last Reformation nonprofit in 2019. Of course, Torben did not have a legal work permit at the time. After he filed for asylum, he got a social security card and applied for a work permit. That work permit was not received until 2020. So in 2019, Torben was not paid a salary from the Last Reformation. You can actually see evidence of that if you go on the irs.gov website. Right now, the only 990, which is essentially the tax return for a nonprofit, the only 990 that the US IRS has uploaded on their website for the Last Reformation is 2019. There's a pretty standard delay of about 18 months to 2 years for those returns to be uploaded digitally. Torben's tax attorneys filed 990s for 2020 and 2021. And once Torben received his work permit in 2020, he was able to start to receive a salary. So Torben also filed personal income tax in 2020 and 2021. All of those documents have been shared and published. So anyone claiming that Torben was not paying tax on income is either uninformed or intentionally spreading false information about Torben. Again, this is an area that is conclusively clear, and Torben has proof of innocence. And also to date, these individuals promoting this false information online have presented zero evidence. Not one single piece of evidence has been presented. Not one single witness has come forward. Not one single document. Not one single photograph. Torben, on the other hand, like I said, has published these documents online and is represented by one of the most reputable nonprofit Christian tax firms in the country. And again, this is really part of the unfortunate aspect of this case. Normally, we wouldn't take the time to really draw attention to the people lacking credibility, but the level of defamation and slander on the internet just has to be addressed. Torben's attorneys have filed a lawsuit already and are considering several more against additional individuals who are in clear violation of libel and slander laws. Some of those people have started to, it appears, kind of walk back their earlier claims. Some videos have been taken down. We are happy with that, and we encourage people to really just check their heart. And if they've participated in a spirit of false accusation against Torben, that they would undo those things that they've done, that they would take down videos and repent for that. And just a note in closing, this is not Garrett Peterson, who some suspect. Mr. Peterson is not involved in Torben's defense at all. I am the president of an international crisis management firm with over a decade of experience. We've worked on cases on every continent except Antarctica. We only represent clients who are being perpetrated against, and we have never lost. In this particular case, we consider it responsible to remain anonymous, to really just avoid nuances and the distractions that come from the doxing and cancel culture. We also don't want to take attention away from Torben and put it onto us. Thank you for the continued support of Torben, and stay tuned for more updates in the near future.